Silent Dark, a Roblox horror game that was created and nominated for the best single-player game in 2016. Why am I talking about it now? Well, as a lot of you guys know, Silent Dark was mentioned in my Lightbulb review, because they were both made by the same guy, and were also both nominated in the same year for a Bloxy. Ain't that a flex? If you've watched a few of my previous videos, then you probably think that my standards for Roblox games are set too high, but I don't think that's quite the case. There are genuinely good horror games that can be created in Roblox. Games that were made with creativity and inspiration. Lightbulb is a clear example of this. It has a creative monster design and also knows how to use it correctly. If you prefer something more recent, then Containment and Confinement are okay, I guess. Or you can play Jim's Computer. Or you can play Faithless. The list just goes on and on. My name is Breadian, I talk about niche Roblox games, and today I'm talking about Silent Dark because it's an example of a Roblox horror game that was impressive enough to have me remember it 7 years later. And it's also sci-fi horror, which I haven't really explored yet unless you count Lightbulb Re-Illumination. Silent Dark opens with a news broadcast stating that there are numerous unknown disappearances in your area known as Auger Lake, speculating that it could possibly be aliens, and advising all nearby residents to lock all doors and windows. Aliens aren't really scary, nobody gives a shit, just feed them a Red Bull. So yeah, your character just goes to bed, not really giving a shit, and then he dreams about a peaceful isle. The island, for some reason, has a hole where you fall down and it's a little labyrinth down there. You then hear a UFO-like sound, followed by some shit breaking, and you're soon met with your first encounter with the alien. And you promptly wake up after escaping the nightmare. The whole premise of the game revolves around the monster being able to manifest itself in your dreams, and in your real life, as stated by the description. It's a very interesting premise that I don't recall ever seeing before, and Zeekerss did a good job at handling it. After waking up and investigating, you soon realize that your front door has been opened. Yeah, shutting the door without investigating the house will sure help. I mean, seriously, your character doesn't even humor the fact that the monster could very well be in your house. Did you just assume the monster just opened the door for shits and giggles and then walked away? Well, that's just exactly what happened. You reassure yourself that there's nothing to be worried about, and promptly fall back asleep. This time, your dream finds you in some sort of research laboratory. You then see some ominous writing on the walls telling you some haunting words. The Awakener has arrived. Wake up. It can hear you dreaming. So yeah, you do that, you turn on the lights, and then anyways, you reassure yourself and go back to bed. Because yeah, aliens are real and all, but you have stuff like college and groceries and the government to really worry about. You return to the research laboratory and you pick up a walkie-talkie, where the person on the other end is trapped in a room and helps guide you to free him.
I'm trapped. Release me!
Also, yeah, the creature is also inside the building and ate his friend.
A eater is just somebody that just likes to eat.
And yeah, the guy is also killed by the time you get to him. In a very cartoony way, albeit. The monster managed to suck him dry. Literally turned him into a skeleton, like a cartoon. A nice detail that I noticed is that when you get close to his corpse, your walkie-talkies start making that annoying-ass sound that happens when two walkie-talkies get too close to one another. Really takes me back to when I was a kid using these things in 2010. What follows is two chase sequences with the monster, and I think that this is a good time to talk about the monster design. Just like the monster design in Zeekerss' other game, Lightbulb, the monster design here is pretty goofy out of context. It's hand-drawn. But that certainly isn't a bad thing because of how it's utilized in the story. The monsters in both Lightbulb and Silent Dark are only seen for brief glimpses, like 1 or 2 seconds, so when you see them, you don't see them for long enough to make out what they are and start laughing at them. Instead, you see something completely incongruent to Roblox's usual design, and are unable to truly deter what it is. Silent Dark also has this weird grainy filter over it, kind of like what you would see in analog horror, which also helps to mask the monster's appearance. It's that uncanny valley effect, you know? Something is coming at you, it makes scary noises, and all you know is that it looks weird and kills people. After waking up, you open the door and see some... what the fuck? After waking up, you open the door and see some ominous text, stating that this is not a dream. You notice that your house has been turned into wood, much like the map inside of the Isle dream that you had earlier. You hide from the monster inside of a closet. It taunts you by knocking, and then you wake up. But this time, you're actually in the real world, and you're not just in a dream disguised as the real world. You fix the fuse box since your power was knocked out, and reassure yourself once again before going back to bed. Man, your character is really good at just shrugging off these terrifying events. Your final dream takes place in the confines of a telephone booth, possibly a visual representation of how you're eternally trapped inside of your own house. The phone guy asks you if you're afraid, and after answering, the glass in the phone booth cracks, before he asks if you're afraid again.
Are you afraid? You can't hide from it forever. If you don't confront it, it'll never leave. You're not any safer in your dreams. Confront the darkness. Connection terminated.
As you try to go back to bed, your bedroom door swings open and you investigate. You notice the broken window in the kitchen, much like the broken window in your dream. Could this possibly be a metaphor in a Roblox game? A metaphor for how the demons in your life will inevitably force their way into your safe space if you continue to ignore them? Oh, what the fuck? It drank all the Red Bull. You're then prompted to leave the house and confront the darkness. Why? Because the creature is slowly crawling towards you and you haven't much of a choice right now. I'm just saying I could totally stomp it. I'm literally Leon S. Kennedy. The game asks you one final time if you're scared of the darkness, reminding you of its message one final time. The message here being that you can't ignore your demons. While your problems may seem that you can ignore them, they will always be there, and slowly they will push themselves further and further into your little safe house. While the darkness outside is scary, frightening, and unknown, walking into it can be an invitation to find something new, something else to wonder about, something else to move towards. Throughout the story, your character is trying to ignore this monster. He's trying to tell himself that it can't get in, that there aren't any aliens in Augur Lake, and he keeps trying to go to bed. Every time that he's awakened, he just goes back to bed, but the monster's still there. At the end of the game, he's just forced to leave. I believe that Silent Dark did the best that it could to make a Roblox horror game that wasn't pandering to children. The game asked you specifically if you're afraid, and no matter what your answer is, the game still forces you to leave at the end. Why? Because there's a fucking monster. I believe that Silent Dark did the best that it could to make a Roblox horror game that wasn't just pandering to children, but instead, it made a game with children directly in mind as a target demographic. There isn't any cheap excuses to add overly edgy themes or violence, but rather actual scary and frightening moments that would scare a kid as they would scare a teenager. The game is simple and easy to understand with tooltips at the bottom of the screen and a simple plot, yet an interesting premise that is enough to grapple you in. The game also ends off with a nice little message. What a great game that was. I sure do wonder what Roblox horror games will follow in its footsteps in the years to come. Oh. Anyhow, if you want to check out this game, make sure to check out my description where I put the link to the game there for you. If you have any thoughts about Silent Dark that you'd like to see, or just any sort of Roblox game recommendations for me to review, then please voice your thoughts in the comments as I read through most of them. Even if I don't reply, believe me, I still read them. My name is Breadian, I play and review niche Roblox games, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.